All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game number 2 of Cloud9 Vortex and 2ARC Illiad are about to be coming through the airwaves, courtesy of the Twitch, courtesy of Heroes of the Storm, courtesy of Tetcher and FourCourtJester. Game number 1 was pretty good.
Yep, it was Cloud9 did definitely seem to have the advantage in that game, but like you said in the last game, they had quite a bit of difficulty with 2Hard. Where during some of those plays, 2Hard with some amazing talent choices that really, really worked out for them.
Yeah, the 2ARC of just support the Illidan kind of builds. They're fun. They're great when they work. But getting creep jacked repeatedly, losing out those bosses, and then consequently losing out the forts and the keeps, and then the map positioning, and then there's another tribute, like, it didn't work out for them. So we're going to have to see what they can do this round here as we're going to Dragonshire.
Yep, and they've already done one thing which is probably directly influenced. The first ban by Quibsy is Zeratul.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, slightly influenced by what we were seeing in the last game. So it is quite cool to see. We haven't seen a second ban yet.
No, but that's definitely a tip of the hat there to Rajar. And Zeratul, just like what we saw on Cursed Hollow, where he was able to put up the Void Prison and then capture the Golem, he can do the exact same thing here. He can put up the Void Prison, capture a shrine, he can summon the dragon, he can stop you from summoning the dragon, he can creep jack all he wants. And we've been seeing him on, Rajar on some pretty on point Void Prisons. So a big tip of the fedora right there to him. And counter ban, I would not be surprised to see a Nazeebo.
Yeah, Nazeebo or Stitches are pretty likely.
If it's not Nazeebo, it's Stitches. If it's not them, then maybe we're gonna go a bit more old school and say.
Okay.
I was gonna say Arthas, but Quipsy, I guess, made an impression.
Okay. Yeah, apparently the Illidan that died the most out of anyone in that last game because didn't get enough support is going to be the ban. Banned twice, in fact. 2 people claiming it.
They really do not want to go up against Illidan. So Melee Assassin bans is the name of today's game, which means we might actually see a Nazeebo. We might see those Stitches combos. And,
yeah, it's already been picked.
Has it? All right. So first pick, where's the button? There it is. Tychus is going to go the way of Illiad. And then on the back of that, Nazeebo Vala.
Good lord, that's high damage.
Yes, it is.
If you're picking Strafe on the Vala, which seems to be the name of the game here in the NA.
Oh my, I'm sorry. This is just, okay, who needs timers? Hammer, Brightwing.
Hammer and Brightwing coming out from 2Hard.
2ARC.
2ARC, sorry. Yes, there's a team in the EU called 2ARC Heroes, and I get confused a bit.
But they're not today.
They're also not here at all anymore. They don't exist. They are now dead.
Yeah. Hammer Brightwing. So the Brightwing for the peel, for the rewind, for the critterize.
To interrupt both of those.
Exactly right.
So that Hammer, I guess, just for the damage while that's going on, and Hammer, we've seen it be pretty effective. I think it's just to steal it away from C9.
That's exactly what I was going to point out, because we've seen this before, with the Vala, with the, 3 for 3. This is the first game we're not seeing iDream on that Hammer, and so I really do think it is a bigger deny pick here. But they also now have Nazeebo, and it's not quite the same as the Hammer, but a Nazeebo can still put in early game licks on top of towers.
Yeah, this is true, but it is more about that late game damage. And we are seeing it. Pretty much every pick we've been talking about seeing and just haven't had the chance yet. Stitches coming back in, making his grand return, and it is Faustad will be the next pickup for C9.
So I call this the 2.5. It's 2 assassins and a damage specialist. You can put in a Zagara, you can put in a Sergeant Hammer or a Nazeebo, just for the love of God, not Gazlowe, not Murky. And so I call this the 2.5. Now, it really comes down to what do we want to do here for Illiad. Just like that they've nursed the Illidan before, they've also brought in comps where they've nursed the Hammer. So if we get an Uther right here, the Uther and the Brightwing will all be about protecting the Hammer, protecting the Tychus, and then they can get themselves like an Arthas frontliner or a Chen frontliner because they're still both on the table. If they don't do that, then I'm suspecting it will be the double warrior to go into the front line.
Yeah, I am liking how we are seeing warriors being slightly more neglected because these teams are so focused on getting the high damage characters themselves and denying them away from each other. Whereas warriors we saw in the last few games seem to be a bit higher on the pick order. Now they're just being relegated till last except for Stitches.
I'm just Stitches as a pick higher in the warrior order. I mean, that wasn't always the case. Not at least on this side of the ocean. And it's always usually been about this guy who's just got picked up. It's always been about the Arthas. But ever since, Dead Week, like, they didn't really change Arthas that I can recall. They didn't really change Stitches.
They buffed his mana cost on his
buffed or nerfed?
They buffed sorry, they nerfed it. They increased the cost.
Yeah, and this is also somebody that really got juggled around at the Jaina patch. Tassadar is now actually coming back here for 2ARC.
Yeah, he got hit very hard with the nerf hammer. Ufa was not kind. But we do see... But we're still seeing him back in. Like I mentioned earlier, Dragonshire by far Tassadar's best map.
Yeah, you were really touting that a little bit earlier in our previous Dragonshire match. And, he lost 3 seconds on the Archon. He lost the damage increase on Sonic Storm. He got range increase instead. We've been seeing more Oracle-based builds here in high meta NA. And he's, again, more utility than Assassin, which is great because before he was just 100% Assassin. Like, who cares about his utility? So here on this, again, I'm thinking it's a bit more of a protect the hammer, protect the Tychus. Because we have a lot of heal, we have a lot of shields, a lot of sustain with this.
Yeah, I would agree. But the last pick is going to be Malfurion. And we're going to be getting into the game very shortly. Malfurion, pretty nice here, especially when you're against people like Hammer and Tychus. It could be for the silences, but I think it's more likely going to be for the tranquility, like we saw before. Because although Hammer and Tychus are very high in damage, it is damage over time. And the Tranquility is fantastic against that rather than against the burst heroes that we see from a lot of teams.
If you'd like to give him the heads up that we are ready to go, we're going to jump into game number 2 here at Dragonshire, Cloud9 Vortex, and the 2ARC, the Go4Heroes monthly finals, quarterfinals. Now, I also hear that congratulations are in order to Symbiote Gaming. They've emerged victorious 2-0 over ESV Tempest, and that means that they are the first NA team to register here for the ESL Majors. The winner of this, however, will be joining them and, well, won't be facing them, but will definitely be joining them in the semis.
Yep, this is indeed the case. So we're just waiting for the players to push a go.
Banners ready.
Yeah, Illidan banners ready. A lot of mutual respect from these teams coming out for each other. Yep. It is very nice to see. Getting a lot of good luck, have funs, and a lot, not very much of the game starting, but it has finally arrived. We are going to be loading in to game number 2 of this best of 3 series. And it's going to be on the Dragonshire.
So once again, the Dragonshire, we should probably turn the game capture back on. There we go. The Dragonshire map, it's not all about the kills, but if you can get those kills and you time it out right for the shrines, you can pick up the Dragon Knight, which will then load in a very fast, my goodness, which will then give you those map advantages. We saw Cloud9 do very well with it early. We're going to have to see if they can do it again here because they are the boys in blue. Bobby Hank Hill, iDream Fan, Rajar, and Liquid Chat. Would you like to give a stab over to the 2ARC, sir?
I would love to give a stab over to 2ARC. So they are in the red trunks and on the Arthas. It is proto hype. It's literally proto hype.
Yep.
And we have Keefers playing the Tassadar. And the bot lane, the party lane, it is Ace on the Brightwing, Quibsy on the Hammer, and Furious D is on the Tychus.
I remember...
Who doesn't have a D ability?
He doesn't, but I remember early alpha when I first came up against Furious D is like... The first thing that came to mind was, she wants the Furious D kind of joke.
Yeah, I was immediately thinking that. I was trying to work out how to work that into a joke, but I couldn't think of one, so I just went with the fact that Tychus does not have a D.
Yeah, my very first impressions of Furious D was a D joke. So, once again, we see all 5 of Cloud9 Vortex here in the mid. They clean out the creep wave very quickly, and now it looks like we are going to have the 3-1-1 with Rajar, iDream, and Chef down here. So again, like, without the tank, the comp is definitely hurt here, the early game shenanigans from Cloud9. But with that Witch Doctor, I mean, they can still put up a good amount of AoE damage. I just don't think that they have the same pushing potential because look at the return team. Furious D, Quibsy, and Acedia. Like, they're really going to be able to actually start poking at this. And this is, I think, the first time we've finally seen the breaking of this early game stuff from Vortex.
Yeah, this might be the case. Hammer just doesn't seem to lose in the early game, just always seems to win the lane. But we are seeing C9 attempt it. They are launching so much poke in the direction of 2ARC here.
Yeah, no, they are, but we do have, our supports into these lanes. Something to note again, it is double support for 2ARC, so it might not have been that Uther that we were looking for. In fact, we don't have Uther. We really actually do go for Malfurions a lot of the time here on Cloud9. Dream is actually going to get really low there. Chef is going to have to heal him up. Both shrines go in the way of red. And we also got Alcidia coming in, so this could actually be a very early Dragon Knight coming out.
Yeah, that will be enough. So we're going to see Kiefer's grabbing that Dragon Knight, and he's going to start pushing it down this middle lane. Furious D and Alcidia. How do you pronounce that?
Alcidia.
Alcidia.
You can just
going to be moving back down to... Yeah, yeah. I am uncultured, yay. They head back down to the bot lane. Brightwing helping out here. Does see Liquid Death coming. Fan attempting to get a bit of damage done. And there's the root with Rajar here. Throwing down the spiders, choosing not to zombie wall. Realizing he's not really going to catch it. Instead, going to use it to at least slow down the Dragon Knight.
Creeps!
What happened?
Tychus died to creeps.
How did he die to creeps? What just happened?
He dueled out I9 like to a sliver of a health, and then an archer turned around and shot him in the face. First blood going the way of Cloud9 as the rest of everyone has been dealing with keepers here. It looks like they've actually successfully defended this mid section, and they did not lose a single tower for it.
Yeah, that is very impressive. You do not see that very often at all. And get first blood and defending a Dragon Knight, minions are just okay. Nerf them.
Cloud9 definitely doing well here in their early game. Keepers is dealing with Fan very well. Bobby Hankill and Protohype, they haven't really left their lanes at all. They haven't gone to join the world, so to speak, but they have been soaking, and that is exactly what they need to be doing at this point in the game.
Yeah, they are grabbing as much XP for their team as possible. And I like what Quibsy has done here with his level 2 talent, going for the Vampiric Assault in a situation where he's not getting as much push damage done as C9 were in this situation. So instead, going to give himself a bit more sustain so that he can push for longer.
Yeah, that is a bit of a variation on the typical build. Usually you'd go for the Maelstrom Shells here for the extra range, but if you need that Vamp, if you think that you're not going to be able to live without it, it gives them a lot of presence. It also allows Alcidia and to just kind of leave the lane because he can just auto attack to back to full health. But unfortunately, because he does not have that extra range, he's not really going to have those bigger advantages in these team fights. So it's a trade-off.
This is true. He's currently helping clear the lane, and C9 once again winning the pushing war with the help of this nasty bow, even against Sergeant Hammer. And Mercenaries beginning to go over to C9 as well, taking their first easy camp. And Fen, getting back to this mid lane, just going to continue soaking. See a little skirmish in the bot lane. Furious D, maybe venturing a bit too far forward here, but the shield comes down from Ace and does keep him alive. Quibsy, though, is going to be getting caught out here. He's going all the way around Brightwing with the very short-range teleport just to get the heal off. Quibsy is trying to stay as far back as possible. He goes down, so does Ace. Furious D is on the run, and he's going to go down as well. Triple kill for C9.
Not what you want when you have double the golems, or sorry, double giants now also pushing down this lane, because that gate is no longer there. You mean we had even Brightwing coming in at the end of it all there, but they could not sustain through that damage, whereas now Furion was like the healing master right there. Because of that triple kill bottom, both shrines going to go the way of Cloud9. Keepers might even drop before the Dragon Knight gets close to him, but it's going to be Rajar now picking it up for his team, and they're going to be pushing in, looking for that level 10 as well.
Yeah, they're looking for the level 10, which will be coming up quite soon. If they clear the next wave, they will definitely get it. We are seeing Protohype choosing not to come help his team. He's just staying top, trying to get any kind of soak going down. There is the level 10. Stitches is hanging around here. He has Gorge. He's going to kill off this wall to try and give himself a hook angle. And there he goes. He does get Keepers. He has gorged him. He's going to carry him back. Keepers does have his phase shift, but it's not going to help if he gets rooted there. And he gets taken out before he can even phase shift.
No phase shifting for the Taskguards. This is a no phase shift zone. Level 10's definitely showing the advantage right there. So with the Gorge, we also got Tranquility, Shock and Awe, Ravenous, and Strafe. It is all the damage here from the damage dealers. And Chef has, I think that's his third game now in a row as well. Fourth game in a row, I should say, with the Malfurion going for that silence. But he's now out of that dragon. Still, damage was done, levels have been achieved, and Cloud9 are looking good here in this early game.
Yep, 2ARC though have now hit level 10 themselves. They are bringing up their ultimates. We're seeing the standard affair, but Blink Heal coming out for Brightwing, and this could be a horrible mistake.
It might be, but it also might just be simply we need the healing.
but you're also not getting the interruption. The healing's nice, but you can't out-heal Strafe and Ravenous Spirit.
And not with a blink heal, that's for sure. So will that be a mistake? Will that be the winning move? We'll have to find out. Apparently Acedia there is actually pronounced Chubbs. So
Chubbs.
We're going to call her Ace because he sucks.
Yeah, this is definitely the case. We are currently seeing 2ARC attempt to get their mercenaries here, but in comes C9 for the interrupt. Those golems, there is the answer.
Oh my God.
There is the Ravenous Spirit, and everyone dies. They kill off Tychus, who was trying to take those giants there, and push his corpse all the way back over to his fort, just to scare off the buildings a bit.
A little bit of corpse play never hurt anyone.
I'm sorry.
Yep, leave it at that.
Not a sentence you hear every day. Yeah, all right, let's move on.
But again, Cloud9, every time 2ARC wants to take a creep, they're there. And they interrupt it, and they get kills, and we're just suffering for it. Level 13 now for Cloud9. And, you know, that extra talent here is going to be very effective because we have almost 2-level advantage right now, Tetcher.
Yeah, this is looking ridiculously good for Cloud9 right now. They are pushing on every angle with these bruisers, with these siege giants. The shield from Tassadar is helping significantly, though. Seriously keeping their buildings alive for just a little bit longer. But you can't stop that kind of damage. And Malfurion and Nazibo are going to be able to take this down. In the top lane, though, Proto Hype will also go down. He tries to... Oh, he almost got away with it. But iDream, just too much damage, does pop Strafe for it, but is finally able to take him down and will take control of this top shrine. And that puts both shrines in favor of Cloud9. All they need to do is to get someone mid, and they will be getting their dragon back. But right now, they're a bit busy. It's going to be Faustin that's going to fly there, while the rest of the team of Cloud9 attempt to delay this. But they're going to lose control of that bot shrine as 2ARC do wander in. I almost said it wrong.
One day, sir. One day, yeah. 2ARC. There you go.
I said it right a couple of times.
Yep. Fan actually traded up for ESD there in the mid, and then you saw that Arthur's actually dying up top. Keeper's losing most of his hit points in that exchange with Rarjar and Chef, but Quibsy is putting up a little bit of tank damage here into the bottom lane. They did get themselves a tower for it. Bobby Hankill and iDream are transitioning. So it's going to be some kind of bigger fight down here. If we can actually wait just a little bit, Cloud9 will have 16, and that will have their finalized talents before the Storm tier, whereas we only have 13 for the for 2ARC. So, you know, they're just really keeping this this advantage. Wow, the hook. Bobby Hankill is about to decimate Furious D.
Seriously, running for his life, doesn't even get rooted, just gets body blocked and killed off super quickly. iDream was denied taking the dragon, though, and now the top shrine does go over to 2ARC. Fan gets interrupted with his ultimate, but the Ravenous Spirit is not going to stop, but doesn't actually get anyone. It's just going to deal some building damage here for the remainder of the duration here. And none of these ults being interrupted. We're seeing no interruptions to Ravenous Spirit, sorry. No interruptions to Strafe. And just so much damage is coming out. We can in fact have a look at the charts, and we can see that we have 19k from Falstad, 21k from Vala, and 17k from Nazibo.
Well, more damage is going to be landing here on top of the Quibsy because he does get caught. The thrusters are going to be enough for now, but Rarjar is here and he's ready to punt, and there goes the Lich King. So that's going to be a fort down in the mid. Fort is already down in the top. They might actually just rotate and grab the bottom, or they're going to push in for this gate. Either way, I mean, it's again the 16 versus the 13 talent tiers. Cloud9 with the clear advantage. They got 10 kills to 1 here, 10 minutes into the game. They have a kill a minute, whereas we're still looking for number 2 here on 2ARC. And Rajar's just going to use all those hit points just to get down this gate. And this might actually be the key as well. They get down the gate, Rajar's about to explode. Are we going to go into a hook on the back of that?
No. I think so. He does have fishing hook. It could be a quite long range, but no. They seem to be backing out, waiting for Ravenous Spirit to come back up. They don't want to get caught out. All of the ultimates were up for 2ARC there. So deciding to play it safe, going back, grabbing some health, grabbing mana, grabbing whatever they need to, and we're seeing the bribe on the siege camp as well, just to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, that Falstead bribe, you know, we actually don't have the level 1 bribe here for the Brightwing. That's actually something we didn't look at. It's Arcane Precision.
Yeah.
Which,
that's
again,
quite interesting.
Not really too sure we're actually looking at a battle wing because we have link shield and protective shielding and all that. Don't have the Envenom. We don't have the Bribe. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Brightwing build, but it is not really delivering in terms of the healing that it needs to today.
This does appear to be the case. QFT going to be helping take care of these giants by knocking them into tower range, but may have ventured a bit too far there. There is the strafe, but the shield from Brightwing will keep QFT alive, and the heals will heal him up. This Mule and the Tassadar shields have kept this bottom fort alive for so long. Cloud9 really wants it gone.
They do. I mean, it's the last bastion of the first tier of forts. It's worth a good amount of experience. Yeah, I saw the fishing hook on out right there. We also have Hindering Moonfire now, if you look at level 16 talents for chefs. So even more slow is going to be added on top of that. We got the Blood for Blood, Specialized Toxin. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. The Overdrive coming in for the Falstead as well. I mean, the Shakanaz are just going to hit massive numbers. They can get down this gate, we can get into a hook, but I don't quite think it's there. In fact, they're just going to hook Keepers anyways.
Phase shift to come up, but there's the shotgun. Keefer's lost all his shield there. Overdrive had already been used though, so we didn't see that extra damage coming forward. But Bobby is just charging in here. He's having to back up. There's the Tranquility though, keeping him alive. Ravenous Spirit is just wrecking everything. Down goes Tassadar. The strafe also came out. All of the ultimates used, but 2ARC have actually relatively survived, but it doesn't matter because the follow-up damage is just too high. Down goes Arthur's as well. And there's the hook onto Ace. He's going to be picked off as well with the backup. And yep, there he goes. QFT is next to fall. He ventured too far forward to try and save Ace. And that is going to be the first keep of the game going over to Cloud9.
And that's going to put him at level 19 as well. The next team fight very well could have a level 20 status here for Cloud9 Vortex. And that is going to be a scary thing. Furious D gets denied in this top lane. He's hoofed all the way up here. Fan just flies on in and says, nope, mine. And that means that they're going to get themselves another dragon unless he can do anything about it in the next few seconds.
Overdrive's been popped. He did dodge the Hammerang there. He's going to get his damage down, but in comes Chef. Dragon Knight's already gone over to Cloud9 while Furious D is now running for his life with the Hindering Moonfire. Is actually going to make this very difficult. Brightwing having to fly here instead of defending the Dragon Knight. This is going to be a problem if they can catch Furious D here. There's the polymorph.
Minions.
Yeah, minions help out. Oh, but here comes Dream as well. Furious D goes down. Minions will be cleared by the strafe. And Bobby has come in to try and deal with Ace. All of this on a Dragon Knight is just doing work in that mid lane. And finally, the team of Cloud9 are going to go down and join Raja there. Raja just looking for his opportunity to get in here. But with Tychus down, this is going to be very, very difficult for 2ARC to defend.
Yeah, having one of your damage out. Wow, another eat right there. And you can see the ghouls. I love how the ghouls actually follow Arthur even though he's deep.
Come back, Daddy, come back.
During that kill, though, it looks like Roger's about to lose out that Dragon Knight, but still, damage was done. QFT's now going to be the big target. iDream doesn't quite have that strafe up yet. He's looking for it. Doesn't need it. Ravenous Spirit's there to clean it all up. Chubb's now going to be running away. Furious D in the back. He is alive with the Odin, but it's a 2v5, and iDream I don't think is going to drop. There's the Tranquility to ensure that he doesn't, and this is going to be another keep, Mr. Tetcher, and this is not looking good for 2ARC.
Just not looking good at all. 100 health per second on Valor from that Tranquility. It is immense. The Shock and Awe, though, was just interrupted on Falstad. Very nice, but Tychus gave his life for it. And this is going to be game number 2 over to Cloud9. We are seeing people respawn, but it's not going to be enough. And they will move on, and I believe that does qualify them for the ESL Major.
Indeed they do. So 2ARC put up some really good games here, but the might of Cloud9 Vortex cannot be matched, it seems. And we're going to have to find out who they will take on here in the semis. Congratulations to them.
The Dragon Mule.
Yeah, the Dragon double matter. The Dragonshire has been won, and it will be once again blue team 4 for 4 today on Cloud9 Vortex.
Yep, this is the case. So let us refresh our brackets and see who they are playing next.
Bitches has such fat legs. Cloud9 Vortex because he's stomping all over the name. Cloud9. Yeah. It's just still, again, really good stuff coming out of the Cloud9 teams. You know, when they announced 2 teams and, you know, relatively some of these unknown names, but these big solo queue stars, you know, Bobby Hankhill, Rarjar. I mean, iDream has been number 1 on the hot dogs forever. Yeah, it was
the hot dogs.
the hot dogs. That's what we call it here. The hot
I
dogs.
had no idea.
Yep. You could. There's so many things to say about that, but we won't. Either way, when they came up with 2 teams, I was a little skeptical, but they've delivered time and again. So congratulations to them.
Indeed. So I've refreshed my bracket and I have absolutely 0 updates, other than Barrel Boys did beat out Heroes Hype.
I don't want to say that was expected, but Barrel Boys have a lot of hype.
I'm not from here.
Barrel Boys have a lot going on for them. Like, they kind of came out of nowhere with ESL Cup. They won ESL Cup number 1. They didn't do so well in 2 and 3, but then they got into the finals of 4, which is how they got here. And now if they've beaten out Heroes Hype, that means that they are going up against Symbiote in the semis. And
they're a major.
Yeah, and they're in the majors. That's pretty hype. It's pretty good for them.
Is it by any chance Heroes Hype?
No, Heroes Hype could not live up to the hype.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. Barrel Boys is Base Drop Fury, who's actually X-Curse, Equinox, Puffin, and Trummel. Definitely some good players right there.
Yep. So I've had a look, and apparently Glorious versus Clairvoyant, which has been going on for quite a while, is still going on.
Wonder
or
if
at
that's
least
going to
hasn't
be
been reported.
a 2-1 if they're taking this long.
Possibly.
So
that was ready way before we got into our second games, and they're apparently still going.
So it might be a 2-1, or they just might be really good games. Who knows? Either way, if they're still going, we might actually be doing Barrel Boys and Symbiotes. So we're going to go talk to the admins. We're going to figure it all out. But guys, at least one more best of 3 here on the stream with the semis to come. Not entirely too sure which ones we're going to do, but for sure, we're going to be some fantastic games with FourCourt and Tetcher. So we'll see you in a few.
Stitches was shame.